Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to another Revelation mobile tutorial, and today we're going to be focusing on skills. So if we hit the menu in the top right here and hit the skill icon, it'll take us right to this front screen here where you can easily see all of your skills, the description of it, what they do, and hit this here. You also got these little passive skills up top. You kind of read that. I'm sure it's different for every class. And what I typically, you can do this however you want, of course, but my strategy is just simply leveling these up in order, from making them all level 14, then all level 15, and then all level 16. And that's because if you look, the higher up you go, the more resources is needed to level them up. As you see, 48k vouchers, 62k soul. If we look down here, 42k and 54k. So, obviously you can level them up in sequence much easier than it would be to just focus on one or two skills, So that's the way I recommend doing it, but you can do it however you want. You are free to level up your character however you see fit. Now, if we switch up this tab here, you also have ultimate skills, which you can also level up. So you can hit this training button here, and just put like one scroll into it, or whatever the heck these take, torn pages. Or you can hit the level up button and it will just take as many pages as necessary in order to fully level it up. And then if we hit the equip button down here, these are where you have all of your different setups. So as you see, I have a setup here for dungeons, I have a setup for 1v1, and I can use this one as an example. So setup 3. So if we hit this recommended setup here, it will actually just automatically pick skills that are suitable for whatever you're trying to do. So if you're trying to just quest and farm, you can do this setup. If you want to just do dungeons, you can hit this one here and it'll pick the best skills for dungeons, and so on and so forth. So I don't have one for quest and farm yet, so I can just hit apply, and then it will automatically apply all the skills it thinks is best for quest and dungeons. And then if you want, you can go in there and tweak it however you want. Now down here you also have what is this, faction talents. So these are kind of just little extra well, I guess talents, extra talents that you can equip. And as you'll notice, it didn't fill those up. So, there's red dots down here saying, hey, these are empty, fill these up. So you can kind of just come in here, read these, and pick whatever you think will be best for you. So we already have the sword. So I guess for this one, we're just going to damage reduction, damage reduction, damage reduction. So these are all just damage reduction. I guess boost your physical damage reduction, spell damage reduction, physical damage reduction, physical damage reduction, spell damage reduction. Well, what the heck is the difference between these two? Increase your own spell damage reduction, but decrease your physical damage reduction. Okay. Boost your own physical damage reduction, but reduce spell. Okay, so these are just opposites of each other. All right. Well, I would probably want more, I don't know, physical? Oh, this reduces both. You know what? Whatever. We're going to go with that. Now, another thing to take note of, up here, whoops, up here, you can see the total amount of talent points remaining. So we're going to go ahead and we'll do 5 here, and we will add more here as well. So these are two different groups of talents as well, by the way, because if you see here, these are three completely different talents than these three. So keep that in mind. It's not the same grouping of talents. So we want, I typically like more healing, honestly. So we're going to go for that. We'll go for more healing. That's 11. Holy crap. So we'll just do 10 on that. Use up all my talent points. Come on. Exit. Jesus. All right, and then the last thing to take note of over here, or actually a couple things. Number one, you can see this is called Setup 3. Actually come in here and name it whatever you want. I actually already forgot what this was for. I think we were doing Quest. I don't know, but whatever. We'll name it. We'll rename it Quest. I can always come back and okay. So it does show me what I had it on already. It looks like. Well, let's go to here, or maybe not. All right, get off of me, cat. My cat jumped on me. All right. Yeah, so I guess it's just always on Quest by default. Now, what we're going to do now is check out this button over here. So select faction. So this is something that you can select as well. And I think a lot of people just forget about this. It's not very noticeable. But here it says we can increase our DPS and ignore 10% of the enemy defense. This one over here is just enhanced support ability. So if I wanted to do, basically it's just more healing or more DPS. So you can kind of switch to whatever you want. In a dungeon, I don't really feel like I need more healing right now for my class. So I just pick more damage. And other than that, there's really not much else to go over. You can kind of hit this here. And actually, this is a button that I really haven't hit in a while. What is this? Divine Protection. Reduce the cooltime of Soul Mirror by 2 seconds. Become unstoppable for 2 seconds when unleashing the second phase of Soul Mirror. Okay. Whenever a player falls, you gain 10% in attack and healing power. Interesting. And upon entering battle, all teammates can obtain a shield worth 30% of max HP. Ooh, now that's actually a nice one. So I would actually want to just create a PvP setup and add that in there. I mean, that sounds pretty good. And we'll just name this one, we'll name it PvP. And there we have it. So now we created a PvP setup that we can use. And whoops, no, I don't want both of the same skill, but that's actually interesting to know that you can do that. I don't know why you would want to do that, but interesting nonetheless. So we'll just add both of those in there. There we go. Now the last thing to go over is this little icon up here. So if there is a skill that you absolutely just don't care about, you can untick it and the game won't bother you with a red dot whenever you have enough points to level up that skill. You can just completely forget about it and pretend it really doesn't exist. Now, one skill I don't really care for in particular that I was actually considering doing that with, running out of battery here, that's not good. But one skill that I just really did not care about was this switch skill, which of course is just completely gone for whatever reason. But or maybe it I think the description was just switch, if I remember actually. Yeah, switch position. So it's actually called, what is it? Cultivation of the Void, dark skill. Inflict damage on the enemy and swap positions. Also applying immobilize and silence. Oh, all right. Well, heck, maybe it was better than I thought it was. And let me plug in my phone really quick here. Yeah, I didn't know that it also immobilized, so that's interesting. And if you go here, you can actually see all the classes that we renamed down here, and you can swap to them whenever you want. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And now the one thing I love that this game does is it just gives you a brief idea of what all of your skills do. So I find that to be really cool because I can easily figure out, okay, this is my AoE skill on the bottom. This is my control skill here, which means that, it should be stopping the enemy. Gain reincarnation effect, provides immunity to all control states, boosts both physical and spell defense power, and reduces damage. Interesting. Reincarnation effect. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Now, I think, okay, control immune. My bad, I was reading that skill wrong. Switch positions. I think that one I wish they would also just call a control skill. But now that I know that's what it does, because I was not aware, I honestly just thought it swapped positions and that was it. But this one actually says control, which is nice, so I like that. I believe imprisons them in a cube. I love that one. It just looks sweet. And then I got a nice little buff here as well. So it's just really cool how it kind of describes all of the skills. And then you have your ultimates over here. And as you kill enemies, this number in the middle will rise. And you will see here, this costs 50 to use this one, 50 of this number in the middle. This one over here costs 100. So once I get to 100 at 50 in this middle, then I will be able to spam both of these skills. And it caps out at 200, so you can't get more than 200. Otherwise, you could just farm that like for an entire match and then infinitely spam the crap out of these guys. Well, maybe not. I mean, they still have cooldowns, so it's not like it supersedes the cooldown or anything like that. But that's it for skills. Really not much else to go over here. You, of course, have your standard evasion skill here as well. Kind of spam twice, at least for my class. Might be different for others. But I hope that was helpful for you guys. Lots of little intricacies I notice in this game as opposed to other games where these menus are much more simplistic. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can easily miss going through here. And it's good to just take your time and kind of look through everything. Now, also, don't forget about your forms as well, though, because you can switch and your skills kind of change up. Like now I have an AoE heal down here, whereas I didn't before. I also have a damage reduction deal over here, so that's something to keep in mind as well. So whenever I want to switch and go to a healing class instead, or if I need to heal myself in between fights, I will switch to my light form. And I can also use this light form to, buff myself and, reduce my damage really quick if I want to before I enter a battle. So just something to keep in mind. And another thing too, certain events don't actually allow you to switch forms. So before you go into an event, like I know there was a certain one that gets me all the time. What was it? Island of Greed. Yeah, Island of Greed. I was actually in my light form when I entered the Island of Greed event, and my character literally did not do any damage because that was just how I had my light form set up. It was all heals, and so my character was just sitting there spamming heals the entire time, and I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't switch my form. So keep that in mind as well. Make sure you're always in the right form before you go into an event. Other than that, I hope this was helpful for you guys. And and keep in mind you can hit this button up here and to see your light form skills as well, in contrast to your dark ones. But that's it for skills, guys, and I will see you in the next video.